Today in No Man's Sky I'm going to show you the most efficient way to run the Beachhead Expedition. This second expedition is a lot smaller and can be mostly completed in just a few hours, but its rewards are certainly worth it. Viking armour set, sparse horizon helmet, all of the freighter painting options, special decals and even a possible golden freighter at the end, and potentially some golden exosuit goodness. So let's go. First thing you're going to want to do is check your network settings and turn multiplayer off. This is so that certain discoveries aren't synced. Don't worry, you will still see bases and comballs if you are connected to the HG servers. You just won't see other players and their looting and terrain manipulating. Right away, look around for a cave very close to you. You are on an airless planet, so carbon is tricky to come by. If you see red crystals, even better, as you start this expedition with the advanced mining laser already equipped. Grab some carbon or condensed carbon from cave flora or crystals. Next, mine at least 250 ferrite dust, 500 is better, so you don't have to mine more later. Grab 50 dihydrogen from the small blue crystals around you, as you will need it, and also grab 50 pure ferrite from rocks around you. Then make the Roma Geobay pad. You will already have the ability to build the Roma pad as well as have 2 ion batteries and 200 paraffinium in your inventory. Now scan around for an indium deposit that is closest possible to being on the way to your ship. Also use ferrite dust to fix your scanner while you're at it. Jump in your Roma and head to the indium deposit to mine it. On the way, keeping an eye out for condensed carbon red crystals if you don't already have some, and dihydrogen crystals for the same reason. When at the deposit, using the terrain manipulator on the second lowest size will gain more than enough indium. You're going to want about 100 minimum, which you can then refine into chromatic metal. Though if you mined extra, you may wish to keep some for later in case you want to charge portals for any reason. Now you are pretty much sorted for resources, head to your ship. It appears that many, if not all people, start with their ship at a ruin, potentially even the same one, so use your scanner to look around the floor to see where there are hidden chests. There should be 4 or 5 small chests and a large chest. You need 3 small ones to get keys from so you can open the large chest. The treasure inside won't be too amazing, but it will give you vital starting cash. Now just fix the ship using the pure ferrite, some more dust, the dihydrogen crafted into jelly, and condensed carbon crafted into a hermetic seal. If you didn't find the crystals, just refine some carbon. Next you are going to want to craft some warp cells, even 1 will do right away. In fact 1 is pretty much all you need total, but never bad to have more. For this you need 25 chromatic metal and 25 condensed carbon, as well as some dust and oxygen. Then lift off and fly up into space. At this point, if your inventory is getting a bit full, you may wish to summon your freighter. Oh yes, you start with a freighter in this one, and offload some extras like the treasure and such into the freighter inventory. Also be sure to load the warp cells into your freighter's hyperdrive to clear space, as we'll be using that to warp for the first few times. Now before we warp, head back down to the planet, and as you enter the atmosphere, look out for a crashed freighter. On a planet like this they are everywhere and very easy to spot. However, if you don't see one, you can find one at -71.30 by +91.23. You just need to interact with the black box sphere to complete the milestone. This milestone rewards you with a salvaged hyperdrive upgrade that gives 248 light years, so whack that in your freighter technology inventory and arrange it so both the freighter hyperdrive and the other hyperdrive upgrade are touching this new S-Class module for the best adjacency bonuses. But first you may wish to loot the buried storage containers around the crashed freighter. They will have stuff like warp cells, polyfiber, units and more that will be useful, largely for quick early cash. Now with your freighter's warp distance decently over 400, you can just warp directly to Rendezvous 1, so head there. After entering the Rendezvous 1 system, head into the station and talk to the Gek walking around to learn words from them. You should be able to get around 8, but make sure you get at least 5. There really isn't anything else to do in stations in this one other than to talk to the inhabitants for words. After that, just select Rendezvous 1 milestone to get the waypoint and pulse toward the planet. Shortly after starting the pulse, you should get the Aviator milestone. All rendezvous locations in the Beachhead Expedition are portals, and if you are connected to the servers, you should see comm stations as you approach that note the location, making the need to target sweep less likely. so the whole thing a bit faster. Just land at the portal and get out. This planet is also a frozen world, so that'll complete another 2. The best thing to do now is to look around to find bases called Crash Ship. If you see one, head there to claim the crash ship. If you don't, you can find an A-class shuttle on this planet at plus 0.36 by plus 148.00. You only need to fix the pulse and launch thrusters. Really, it may just be the launch thrusters. Then look for a base called Stranded Gek. I made this next to a Stranded Gek encounter. Head there and help the Gek fix his ship. It should only require a bit of pure ferrite, which he is surrounded by, and he'll accept the half-done fix and be on his way. If my base isn't visible and you don't see another similarly named base, head to plus 0.40 by plus 161.31. Lastly in the system, just pulse to the nearest barren planet. Once there, scan the first fauna you see. While you're there, consider grabbing some pyrite from a nearby deposit for pulse fuel. You won't need too much, so speedily mining on the largest setting will do really. Then head up into space, summon your freighter and warp to Rendezvous 2. It should be quite close, so another single warp. As before, you'll want to pop to the station first and talk to the Korvax inside, though this time talk to all of them. This should give you 8 words. Then do the usual for the rendezvous points and select the milestone before pulsing to the planet. After landing, scan the first fauna you see. Now look around you for 2 knowledge stones and use them. Next, pulse to the nearest radioactive planet, land and just get out. Now we're off to Rendezvous 3, so jump back in your freighter and warp there. Once there, talk to at least 5 Viking in the station to get 5 words and head to the rendezvous point. After that, head to the hot planet in that system and get out of your ship. And now we're off in our final warp using the freighter, well, unless you need to go to anything other than yellow systems at any point. Off to Rendezvous 4. Upon arriving at Rendezvous 4, get your remaining Viking words from those at the station. Before you leave the station, grab the S-Class hyperdrive upgrade from the ship upgrade vendor, then head on over to the rendezvous point. It is at this point that if you have completed the previous Pioneer Expedition, you may wish to grab your Golden Fighter, or if you have Twitch drops, one of them, remembering that those ships regardless of type will have the bonus of a fighter, unless you upgrade them of course. Or you could also redeem the fighter from completing phase 2 of this. It's a really nice looking fighter, though it's only B class. There's also that A class shuttle, but it would require having its slots fixed. Whichever way you go, you now have at least 2 S-Class hyperdrive upgrades. So stick them in the ship you're going with, as this will now have a longer distance in your freighter. Now we're off to Rendezvous 5, where you can head to the station first to get the last Gek words and complete the final word related milestone. Now turn 5 with the navigation data you got from completing the Aviator into Artifact Planetary Charts. Those are the purple ones. Then it's off to the final rendezvous point. Completing Rendezvous 5 will reward you with the historiographical dosimeter. Unlock the milestone historiography lesson. For this milestone you just need to go to monoliths, plaques and first stage ruins and interact with the intelligence there. This is easily done quickly by using the Artifact Planetary Charts to get waypoints to these. 4 to 5 should be enough to get the 3 for this milestone. When you do get to one of these locations, interact with the Ancient Intelligence and you should have an option to get flux readings for Nada. Do this at 3 of them. Completing this milestone will unlock the next, which as of releasing this guide is not yet possible to complete. The item you need for collective consciousness is called the Myth Beacon and is an item that costs 80 Quicksilver from the Quicksilver Synthesis bot. Except it needs to be unlocked via community progress. It is not 100% confirmed what exactly is required to unlock it, but it seems logical that we need to get more and more flux readings from interacting with these monoliths, plaques and ruins. To maximise efficiency of completing these, I would advise obtaining the economy scanner from Hyperium on the anomaly and installing it in your ship so you can scan for trading posts. Trading posts will sometimes sell navigation data in large quantities. The amount they sell is dependent on the economy of the system, that is the economy strength, so this would be a good thing to check for when completing the Uncharted milestone that requires you to discover 10 new systems. Using the economy scanner to find tier 3 economies, which if the trading post stocks navigation data could have up to 180 to purchase at once. Converting these into artifact planetary charts will speed the farming of these flux readings hugely. That being said, I'm sure there are backups in place if enough people don't get the readings in time, as this expedition is only 2 weeks long. At this point you will have 2 or 3 more milestones complete that are currently available. Firstly, head to the anomaly and talk to Polo to get a galactic map waypoint to the nearest Atlas station. If Polo isn't offering you this option, Reddit user IceMage999 has a solution for you. Head to Rendezvous 2, if the teleport list isn't showing that it is Rendezvous 2, then look for the system name of Mapinerv. Once there, go into the galactic map and turn to face the galactic core. Back the camera up a little in free camera mode and the Atlas system is 298 light years from Mapinerv to the top left of your screen. It might take you a second to find it, but it's very doable. Thank you IceMage for that. Once at the Atlas system, just head inside to get the milestone. Lastly is to discover 10 new systems. This was a lot easier in the first expedition, as one of the milestones gave us all of the portal glyphs. This is not currently the case in the Beachhead Expedition, so for this you are going to want to just head in a random direction from the expedition area, and just keep warping at max distance until you start discovering new systems. While the initial direction should be random, be sure to note the direction against a galactic core, so that you can keep going in that same direction and not turn back on yourself. While warping, you should keep an eye out for toxic planets. As soon as you find one, land and get out. The last few milestones that are encrypted as of this video releasing appear to unlock one at a time, and so are linear, meaning they won't really gain much benefit from turning up in this guide as far as increasing efficiency goes. So I don't see a need for a follow-up of this video when they are released, but the mystery is such that Hello Games have not even included the action text for the myth beacon in the language files. I know this as I save edited a myth beacon into a test save and it doesn't actually do anything yet. I've also scoured the language files for any extra wording regarding the hidden milestones and there is nothing there currently, so we will need a small patch to activate these, or they have legitimately encrypted them. I don't know enough about game design or encrypting for that matter to know if that is a silly thought. Regardless, there are some pretty sweet rewards from this expedition already, and what looks like a golden freighter too, though this isn't 100%. Really, the ability to colour your freighter gold as opposed to specific golden freighter design would be way better, I'd say. There are also some lines in the language files about a golden set of armour and a golden bite bead which have been there since the first expedition as Darklord found them. Though WinderTP, a prominent modder, has also found them and is making its way around Reddit. Not sure if these will be rewards for this expedition or future ones, but we should get them at some point. Thank you for watching folks, I hope this was helpful. If it was, be sure to subscribe for more. Leave a like and maybe share so others can get in on the fun no matter how busy their lives are. If you want to support Xaine's world and join the Swish folk on screen now, we have a Patreon, YouTube memberships and merch store. Have a fantastic day folks.